Thank you for staying with us. It's time to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I have with me in the studio the Chartered Accountant and Public Affairs Analyst, Sesan Okunade. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. And via Zoom, we have CEO, CKN News, Kehinde Nwandu. Chris, good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right, as soon as Chris is able to join us, we'll be speaking with him. But let's move on now, and we begin with this Nigeria newspaper. Insecurity, federal government asks Japan for military assistance. Troops rescue 3 Plateau kidnapped students. President, lawmaker condemn killings. Insecurity, federal government asks Japan for military assistance. Troops rescue 3 Plateau kidnapped students. You'll find all of these details on the pages of this Nigeria newspaper. To the Daily Sun now. Federal government talks tough on corruption. Vows no infraction will go unpunished. Inaugurates EFCC board. Absence of board not hampering our productivity. Bauer speaking. All right, you find the details on the pages of the Daily Sun newspaper. To the Daily Times now, corruption has hurt Nigeria's image, deprived us of FDI. The federal government, corruption has hurt Nigeria's image, deprived us of foreign direct investment. The federal government speaking charges EFCC board to put in place policies that will contribute significantly to anti-graft war. To the Daily Trust, APC crisis twists as Tinubu Fayemi resolve to work together. They have a long-standing relationship. Ekiti governor's spokesman, new alliance may shock many people. Faleke others seek divine intervention for Ashiwaju. You find the details on the pages of the Daily Trust. To the Leadership newspaper now, convention delay, presidential declarations deepen APC crisis. PGF DG accuses Boni committee of holding members captive. Presidential aspirants are selfish stakeholders. Igbo presidency won't divide Nigeria. Umahi speaking there. To the Daily Independent, APC Caretaker Committee divided in dilemma over National Convention. CECPC towing Oshomale's ignoble path. DG Progressive Governors Forum reacting there. To the Blueprint now, 2023 Presidency. Osinbajo, Tinubu supporters differ. North Central lawmakers back Bello. Vice President should have right of first refusal. Younger has pedigree. Osinbajo group speaking. Contesting against your mentor. Not realistic. TSG tells Osinbajo. You find the details on the pages of the Blueprint. To the Nation newspaper, 2023 President, APC PDP weigh options on zoning. Parties reject claims by aspirants, supporters. Details on the pages of the Nation newspaper. To the Nigerian Tribune, battle for 2023 hearts up. North Central legislators pass vote of confidence in Buni, endorse Bello for president. Drop your ambition, let's jointly fix APC. Stakeholders tell Tinubu, Kalu, Umahi. Dele Momodu informs PDP of presidential bid. Ohwabuwan joins race. Group kicks over Umahi's ambition. To the Punch newspaper now. Amotekun combs southwest forests for fleeing northwest terrorists. Ekiti Amotekun collaborating with hunters, farmers, forest guards to fish out criminals. Bandits. Details on the pages of the Punch newspaper. To this day now, Buhari Abiodun worthy example of promises made, promises kept, reveals Lagos Ibadan Shagamu Benin expressways for completion this year. To the First News newspaper, Lagos Ibadan Shagamu Benin expressway will be completed this year. Buhari speaking there. To the Vanguard now, parents groan as school owners charge spurious fees. School collects 287,903 naira as application fee, 7.25 million naira as tuition. We offer value for money, NAPS, improve public schools, the answer. National Union of Teachers there. All right. And fine. Okay. To the Guardian newspaper now. U.S. tightening policies, the risking put Nigeria's economy on red alert. You find details on the Guardian newspaper. To the national economy, 12-year, 20 trillion naira oil theft undermines Nigeria's economic growth potential. To the Nigerian News Direct, cooking gas prices to crash as NLNG dedicates 100% LPG production for Nigeria. And finally, on the front page of the Business Day, Nigerian companies eye more debt in 2022. The details on the pages of the Business Day. All right, Sesan, let's begin with 2023 elections. The battle has begun. So many persons are throwing their hearts into the ring. Just after the declaration of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, we began to see a lot of persons coming out, expressing their intentions with regards to the 2023 elections. And you see a majority of the papers, throwing up all of these intrigues that we are seeing after that declaration. Let's begin with the Nigerian Tribune. We have seen people, the various blocs beginning to support certain persons. But for you, I wonder what you're seeing playing out with regards to stemming from that declaration and the persons that have come out to indicate their interests.
Yeah, well, for me, the battle have not started. We are just saying how many of them has made declaration, maybe 4 or 5. Not until when you see, there are different caliber of people you see when this kind of a thing will happen. And there are strategic ways each one of them wants to play. Not really to become the president, but to use that to galvanize themselves.
Really?
Yeah. Majority of the people knows the fate even before coming out. But when we look at the few ones that have actually come out, I told myself that it's... They are Nigerians. They have the right to
Absolutely.
be voted for and to vote. But we have put some things to bear, considering the fact that we encourage, we keep telling the youth that they are the leaders of tomorrow, but we don't give them space to operate. We all know the age of the president of France, Macron, at 40. And some of the people that are actually vying for position now, we know. But no one is
stopping the youth from coming out to say, indicate their interest.
No one is stopping them, but the process of bringing them up stops them from doing that. You don't make political position that humongous in such a way that all your life savings gathered with everyone on earth has to go into it.
You must have a war chest.
You should make it a level playing ground where the youths coming up who have ideologies, who have the potentials. I'm not talking of just anyone, but there are several people who have that potential, but the financial stuff keep limiting them. So if we say that nobody is denying them, you imagine what it costs an individual to get the nomination form when it starts coming out. That's already something deterring the youth of investing into it. Somebody who is 40, 50, what do you expect of him with somebody who has one way or the other served either as governor, served as senator, served as House of Rep member? One way, he has been in politics. You cannot match up the financial muscle that an average youth would do. So we keep saying, let this elderly one remember the first time the current president was the military head of state. What was his age? This is a question. When Obasanjo was first president before he came to second, what was his age? We've had Gowon was around 30 something when he became the president of this country. This was when they gave room for the youth to come and have, the level playing ground. But as we speak, it's meant for the big and the bigger boys. And we keep asking ourselves, at what point will that word that we had while we're in the primary school, that youth are the future leaders of tomorrow? Is it until when? Are we saying that youthful age start from 70 and above? These are questions that cause some questioning, and that's why for me, I ask myself that the people that are coming out now, is this what, are we acting what we say, or we just say it and allow it to be in the books like that?
All right, we have CKN joining us now, Chris Kehinde Nwandu. Good morning, Chris. I believe you are listening to everything Sesan was saying with regards to the political gladiators we seem to be seeing, indicating their interest for the 2023 elections. And he is wondering if 70 years is now the youthful age in Nigeria. And I wonder if you have answers to the question, because he's looking at the array of persons and they don't fall into that youthful age bracket.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. Good morning to our viewers everywhere across the globe. The challenge for me is not about age, sincerely. Although a lot of people have been talking about age and age and age. To me, I don't really, yes, age is a factor, but let us also look at it holistically. The President of the United States of America is over 70, getting almost to 80. So what has age got to do with it? We have governors that are in their 40s and they are not performing. We've had governors that were in their 30s and those that were in 40s in the various states. What was their performance? If we look at indices, have they been able to perform? That to me is not much of the problem. Yes, age is a factor. We know what age has done with the current president, who has not been having the best of health since he came in 2015. That to a large extent, some people believe have been able to affect his performance as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But it's not all about age. My personal position is that until we make politics attractive to every individual, all Nigerians, even those in other sectors, in the private sector, those within the financial world, those in judiciary, those in all aspects of it, even academia, you make it very, very attractive for the best to come out and contest. That is only when we can get our best. Yes, we have people like a senior advocate in the person of the governor of Ondo State, Akeredolu. Yes, he's there, and some others. But you can be rest assured that most Nigerians who have worked so hard, who have the capability and the ability to deliver, are so much afraid of Nigerian politics. Nigerian politics, the way we play it is not the way it is placed across the globe. People were talking of Macron. Yes, of course, Macron is in his 40s and the rest of them, we see what he's doing. But that is just France. France is a developed country, and a developed economy. It is developed politically. They've had their independence over 200 years or thereabouts, and so they have gone through the means and be able to. You can bring up. So for me, as I said, it's not just about the age. Age is a matter of number. Yes, there are opportunities not being given certain individuals to be able to rise to the highest point. But don't forget also that we have, apart from APC and PDP, which are the two dominant parties, we have other political parties in Nigeria where younger Nigerians and Nigerians can be able to galvanize themselves and be able to pass on their manifestos to Nigerians. And if they be able to accept that, all well and good. But the fact is that, are we politically mature to be able to attract the kind of people we want to be able to? There are so many Nigerians across the globe that are doing very, very well in their various fields, who we want to be part of delivering and making sure that Nigeria is in the right path when it comes politically and be able to live. We are in a very, very, very terrible situation now that we need a Messiah. What we need now is a Moses to take us out of Egypt. But are we having that Moses? No, we are not, because we are not giving opportunity to the right people to be able to. So for me, it's not just about saying, oh, let us lower the age and the rest of them. That was don't forget, we passed a law of not too young to run.
Absolutely.
How many have been running? They're running. That is the question. So yes, you might not have the financial war chest, but let me tell you for free that if you look at what happened in the United States during Obama, when Obama came up out of nowhere, Obama did not become the president of the United States of America because he had all the money in the world. No, he didn't. All he did was to be able to project himself to the people of the United States, and people were donating $1, $2. $10, $5, and the rest of them. And before you know it, he has a huge bank account that you could run with because people believe in it. I believe there's still some Nigerians that people like me, if I see something that is viable enough, and you tell me, oh, I don't have the money, and I believe in your pedigree, I say, CKN, please give me 5K, give me 2K, or campaign for me. I will go out and campaign for you for free. I will even give you the little I have. And you can be able to talk to over 200 million Nigerians to be able to support you. If they believe in you, they will support you. But as I said, it is not just about age. It is ability for us to make our political arena to be attractive for who I want to contest. I decide to want to contest for the presidency. All I need to do is go to Oku and tell my people, oh, I'm ready to contest, join one political parties and the rest of them. But will I be able to do it? No, because most often than not, you see that the way the promises Nigerians have been so disconnected from their leaders. They come around and make promises to Nigerians, and at the end of it, they don't only deny those promises, they don't fulfill them.
But this is an opportunity, CKN, this is now an opportunity for Nigerians to begin to have this conversation and hold whoever says they want to do certain things, whoever make promises, to account. It is now time to begin to ask the right questions. And so the issue for me now is, what do you think would be the issues that would drive that consciousness, that would drive people to want to vote a particular person? What are those issues that people should begin to look at as the indices for determining who they should perhaps vote for at the end of the day?
First and foremost is the ability to hold our leaders accountable, as you said. Let us look at it from the point of, within the Constitution and our Electoral Act, there are sessions for recall. I'm looking at not just for the top executive, but I'm looking at within the legislative arm. Do you know what it takes to recall a legislator, either in the State House of Assembly or at the National Assembly? You saw what happened some years back when some people
in Kogi State
tried to recall some. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, my sister. And you saw what happened. It takes a lot to do that until we be able to make that flexible enough so that if you are not performing, we can have the right to do it that elected you. We'll be able to recall you. That is one. Two, is also be able to give the people the belief that their vote will count. Most often their votes don't count. People just believe you just vote. They come around to campaign. Pero in your street, I will put air condition on your street. You'll be having AC, just walking into your house, you'll be having AC all over. They will tell you that they tar the road into your sitting room. They will tell you that they will provide you all the facilities and the rest of. At the end of it all, you let them to disappear. They will come after. The first thing they do is to change their phones, their phone numbers. They will change it immediately. Then the next another 4 years, they come around to give you all the. So what I believe is that is what I'm talking about, the giving enough room, giving them enough opportunities through our electoral system. Now look at the electoral act. See what we are going through. The president has refused to sign the electoral act. He's giving reasons, so go and expunge this, I'm going to expunge this, throw it back at the National Assembly. We have barely 1 year to go to election. This was a bill that also have been passed by the National Assembly about 2 times or 3 times, and the president refused to sign it. That is where it's. So you don't give confidence to people to even. To a large extent, some people say that politics is business. Yes, politics is business. But to me, politics is more of service than business. Right. The way we play politics in Nigeria, they look at it more as business than service. And that is where the problem is.
Right. Let me bring the conversation to you, Sesan. CKN has said a lot. But now Nigerians must be awoken. Their consciousness has to be awakened to the issues that should drive conversations on who they decide should rule them at the end of the day, not just at the presidential level, but across the board. What are the conversations? What are the issues you think Nigerians should hold their leaders, or whoever comes out to say, I want to lead you? What are those things that they should use to hold them, try to make them accountable before and even after they vote for them? Now, he mentioned the votes don't count, but Nigerians can ensure their votes count. Just talk to us about all of this.
Yeah, Vero, let me just say this, that part of the problem we have as a nation is the lack of system that is operational. Everything we do is haphazard. You go this way. Even economic-wise in our businesses, it's because there is no system. robust to accommodate every of the policy. We have fantastic policies as a nation, but each time it comes to implementation, and you see, between policy formulation and implementation, there is a driver, is the process, and that is the system, and that's what we lack. In the election process, in the business world, that process is not there. That system is not there. And that's why you will see an average politician, what they are supposed to do with the taxpayers' money is what they come to galvanize and tell you, this is what I will do. Somebody is coming and say, I will do your road. What is the taxpayers' money doing? That's what ordinarily you should not come. I'll give you water. I'll give you electricity.
Part of your campaign.
That shouldn't be part of the things. We want policies that will enhance business. This infrastructure, we pay taxes, and the essence of paying those taxes is not for you to pay emolument. It's for you to develop infrastructure. But what do we see? Basic thing. If you listen to campaign of US, do you see a president coming to say part of my campaign, or governors, is to tell you that I'm going to repair your roads, I'm going to provide education? They put policies that will enhance those basic infrastructure. So I think we should have a complete shift of some of these campaign promises that they are giving to us. They are basic thing that is expected of good governance. Provide road infrastructure, provide a good education system, provide health infrastructure for everybody to. But as government, yours is to galvanize policies that will enable the business world to succeed in some of the things they do. So we should have a rethink. We should have a reorientation of the system and the process. And like CKN said, I think I want to support him that even when they come with some of these promises that we are saying they are given, that shouldn't be the basic thing, and they fail, the process of recalling them, it's not out there. Yeah, it's difficult.
It's a difficult one.
In fact, the process of recalling is difficult than the process of electing them in. So why do you want to venture into that? So what everybody does is, well, we have seen him fail in the last 1 year, 2 years. They say just wait. If he's trying to come back for re-election, we'll kick him out. And because the politicians understand the language of the citizen, they brought several people to that barest minimum where poverty has entrenched them. And when somebody is impoverished, what you look out for is, what can I quickly get?
Stomach infrastructure.
Yeah, so because they brought you to that level of making sure that they failed in providing infrastructure and making the business, the environment, business enabled, they just come again. When you are even saying that you won't allow them to come the second time, they come with money. Come to see in the next few months now, you will see several things going on. Foods, everything will be out there. Everybody is bringing out. You know, now we have more supply than demand. And you know, in economics, when you have supply, everybody is pumping food, pumping money, pumping this, all because of election. And so you see things going nosediving. And as soon as they come in, because they know what an average Nigerian wants is infrastructure. And those elites that are supposed to come out and even vote, we are afraid of the system, like you said. So all it does is, they don't even have PVC. So we go on Twitter, on social media, attack, do it. When the election comes on board, you are indoor.
But one would expect that by now Nigerians should have learnt.
We always think that we should, but are we learning? An average elite, as we speak, they've put in this voters card, continuous voters registration. How many people have capitalized on that? People will come out and tell you that I have my voters card. On the day of election, they are always indoor. The question will be, I don't want to risk my life in the situation where somebody will. But I have said this. If myself, CKM, we stay in the same area and we have like minds, even the so-called touts that we're talking of, they hate when you put resistance to them. We should stand by and say, no, this has happened. And that's why we have also advocated, can we have an electronic way of getting some of these
things
things
done? Which is part of the electoral
part of the electoral act that the president is supposed to sign. So that when you have that, as soon as that thing is done, Shebi is ballot you want to snipe, who will stand, make sure that those things have actually been done, and the thing straight in Abuja. So go and fight, and or maybe you intercept on the road the data that is transferring the result to Abuja. So we must be intentional about some of these things to make sure that the election process is, rancor-free situation where we cannot, people like me have advocated, can we have election and the economic business will just continue rather than asking everybody to stay at home? With the AI, with the technology and everything we have now, I think we can ride on this and have a better election. But people should come out and get their PVC, not just to say it and make noise on social media. Get involved. And we can get a better solution. Get
involved. That's the word. We have to leave the conversation here, gentlemen. CEO CKN News, Kehinde Nwandu, we must thank you for joining us. Public Affairs Analyst and Chartered Accountant Sesan Okunade, thank you as well.
My pleasure always.
Right.